There's nothing unusual about the Adventist Church being involved in mission. Mission has always been our focus, but there is something very unusual about a new mission movement taking off in Tokyo. The church in Japan has a burden for the millions of unreached people living in their capital city. They know that without new mission methods, these people will remain unreached. So they invited the General Conference and the Northern Asia Pacific Division to partner with them to create Mission Unusual, a massive church planting and disciple-making movement. Key to the development of Mission Unusual are the global mission centers, which focus on creating resources to share the gospel with unreached people groups.
Today I'm in Tokyo, one of the world's largest cities. With a population of 40 million, the challenge is great before us. But guess what? Our God is greater. He has given us this mandate in Revelation 14:6 and other places in Scripture to go to every nation, kindred, tongue, and people. So how are we doing? Well, we're not home yet. And that's where we as an Adventist family worldwide can focus on reaching the unreached people groups of the city.
There's growing diversity in Japan, and the people embrace a variety of lifestyles and subcultures. This includes young people like Sunny Bunny, who use fashion as a form of self-expression. A team of church planting missionaries is already on the ground, learning the language and how best to share Jesus with the Japanese. In time, they'll start new groups of believers, who will in turn disciple others. Eventually, they'll be supported by the ministry of global mission pioneers, urban centers of influence, volunteers, and tent makers, in a concerted effort to reach the entire city for Jesus. Helping to lead this team is Pastor Nozomu Obara, the president of the East Japan Conference. For years, he's had a passion for church planting, and he and his wife Sachiko are actively engaged in a disciple-making ministry for children. Pastor Obara will be transitioning from his position as president to become the associate director for Mission Unusual Tokyo.
Greater Tokyo area is a big area with over 40 million people. But in the heart of Tokyo City, there's about 10 million people, and only 10 Adventist churches with about 900 worship attendees every week. So one Adventist needs to reach more than 10,000 people. Tokyo is a big challenge.
To confront the challenge, Japanese pastors and missionaries will use a holistic approach to mission. Mission Unusual will plant the seeds of mission over the next 5 years. But the mission won't stop there. These efforts will continue to grow and impact people's lives for years to come.
Our focus is not just on events and programs. Building relationships and getting involved with people is our focus. Finding out people's needs and meeting people's needs. In other words, implementing Christ's method here in Mission Unusual Tokyo.
We'll keep you updated as God leads this movement and uses it for His glory. In the meantime, you too can support Mission Unusual Tokyo.
Will you join me in praying for this project as it continues to unfold over the next 5 years to uplift Jesus in this city?
Nina does what most dog owners do. She takes her dog out for a walk every day to enjoy the outside air. But things are a little different for Nina. She relies on Fargo to get her out the door and around the neighborhood safely. He's her guide dog, helping Nina navigate the streets. Nina and her husband, Kevin, are both blind, living in a Toronto high-rise apartment building. This Canadian couple lives in many ways just like anyone else would. They cook, clean, and do household tasks. Nina runs an online business selling handmade knitted clothing, homemade soaps, and other accessories.
Each of these things are an artistic outlet for me. I do the store because I like to have fun with crafts.
Nina and Kevin met at Camp Frenda, an Adventist summer camp that opens its doors to the blind community for 1 week each year. It was sponsored by Christian Record Services at the time. Nina and Kevin's love for Jesus grew, and they both were baptized. During the same time, they fell in love and eventually got married. Despite becoming part of a church family, the reality of their daily challenges still exist.
I think a lot of people just don't know how to relate to us, and a lot of people are afraid to even talk to us, and so sometimes they just don't know how to approach us as people, and a lot of times we feel left out.
In 2007, they were part of the founding team to start a new Adventist congregation with the Ontario Conference. They rented a conference room in a local hotel in Scarborough, a suburb of Toronto, and began meeting once a month. This gathering came to be known as Hope Vision Fellowship and was designed to welcome the blind community. Momentum built over the years, and they formed a core group with new visitors coming through the doors regularly.
There's a lot of hopelessness throughout the blind community. I like the name of our church, Hope Vision Fellowship, and that's basically what we are. We hope, and we do have a vision, and our vision is to see blind people get saved, and if the blind people come to know Jesus Christ and find healing and hope through His wonderful grace.
In 2016, Global Mission helped support this group, and that same year, Hope Vision Fellowship was recognized as the first Adventist church for the visually impaired in the North American division. Since then, they've started meeting in their own church building, opening the door for more possibilities. Members like Kevin and Nina are actively involved in sharing Jesus' love with the blind community.
There are a lot of blind people that really need this hope, and they need this nice time away from their stuff that they deal with every day, and they need sort of a slight refuge. And that's my heart, where I want to make people, help them feel that way, like they matter.
Most of the people who attend are not Adventist, but come because they feel safe here. They come from different religions and socioeconomic backgrounds. This congregation is not just focused on meeting the spiritual needs of its community. They also are aware of the physical needs. Pat, one of the founding members, makes sure that people are well taken care of by creating food care packages for people to take home.
As most of them can't afford some of the basic necessities of life, let alone a little bit extra, and some of them have to rely on food banks anyway, so this is one of our reaches as well. I mean, this is sometimes the only way of getting their food. Knowing some of the stories of some of the ones going to actual food banks, they get pushed to the back, they can't see, they don't know what they are. And the one time I was helping a girl clean out her cupboard, and she had 25 cans of expired spaghetti sauce and no spaghetti. So this is just helping.
Thanks to your prayers and contribution to Global Mission, churches like this are planted in new areas and among unreached people groups.
I want to thank God from the bottom of my heart for the Adventist Church. It was through the Adventist Church that I found Jesus. It was through the Adventist Church that I experienced His love. And it's through the Adventist Church's help into the man that I am today.
Thank you for supporting Global Mission.